Hello. In this video we consider Michael Porter's value chain and its implications for performance measurement and management. We also consider the McKinsey 7S model when it comes to organisational change and business process reengineering. As ever, it is the strategic management accountant's angle we take in reviewing these models and their application. Michael Porter suggested there are fundamentally only two ways in which we can beat the competition. Consumers will logically organise their spending to maximise the value per pound or dollar spent. Therefore, we can beat our competitors by either selling a product at a lower cost that meets the need or producing a better product. Someone competing on price is known as a low-cost producer. Someone competing on quality is known as a differentiated producer. Michael Porter suggested organisations need to appreciate which they are and be consistent in their approach throughout. For example, a differentiated producer may suffer if part of the organisation seeks to purchase cheap components. Once the organisation has clarified its basic approach to beating the competition, the value chain can be used to analyse where the value add comes from in order to maximise the value add and eliminate non-value adding activities. Porter's value chain is a well-established framework for analysing the source of value add that an organisation creates for its customers. The primary activities are to do with the production and sale of inventory. Inbound logistics is physically moving raw materials into the factory. Operations is manufacturing. Outbound logistics is moving the finished goods from the factory to the consumer. Marketing and sales is selling to them, and service is providing after-sales service. This is clearly geared towards a manufacturing organisation, but can be applied with difficulty to a service business. The model is used by thinking what activities occur for a particular organisation in each box. If a particular organisation happens to be a low-cost producer, then the user of the diagram might ask questions: what does inbound logistics mean for us, and how can we reduce cost in this area, as well as what activities add no value, let's stop doing these. The support activities can benefit or hinder any or several of the primary activities. For example, procurement is the process of acquiring. A sound procurement function could, for example, benefit inbound logistics by sourcing low-cost raw materials, operations by sourcing a low-cost supplier of machinery, outbound logistics by sourcing low-cost logistics companies to outsource to, marketing and sales by sourcing inexpensive advertising space, and service by sourcing low-cost call centre services. Technology development similarly can benefit the other areas. Human resources management is the function that ensures we have the right people with the right skills and motivation, and includes recruitment and selection, appraisal and training. Firms' infrastructure relates to interdepartmental communication amongst other things. Good communication systems mean that problems get resolved efficiently and effectively. By highlighting what is valued in each area, the strategic management accountant can focus key performance indicators on those factors, encouraging performance management in those areas. In addition, it may also be the strategic management accountant who is responsible for executing a process to review an organisation's value chain. The value chain is not without its problems. It's a fairly old model that was written for manufacturing businesses primarily. Like I said, it can be adapted to service businesses, but not without difficulty. Like any model, it's only ever as good as the person who is using it. It doesn't give any answers. In addition, it's a very introspective model. It's just looking at the internal operations of the organisation. It doesn't really promote, support, or investigate the benefits of collaboration with other businesses in the supply chain. In other words, it's very internally focused. The McKinsey 7S model also looks at the attributes that need to be well coordinated for the business to be functioning together as a whole. Changing one of these parts will affect others, and this should be considered when making changes to organisations. Strategy, structure and systems are generally more visible than the others to outsiders. The others, shared values, staff, management style and skills tend to reside within the organisation and underpin the top three elements. This model can be used to consider how a change will affect a business, to consider the best way to implement a change, and to align all departments during a restructuring. The strategic management accountant should consider all 7 elements when measuring if organisational change in particular is effective. KPIs can be developed for each element. Business Process Reengineering, or BPR, is a formal process to realign organisational processes with organisational strategy. Unfortunately, organisational processes tend to evolve over time. Like a large ship slowly changing course, the organisation drifts towards new strategic goals and so is often caught between what it's doing and what it wants to do. A BPR exercise will start with strategic goals and seek to define what the processes are that are required to meet those goals, without any initial consideration for the way things are done at the moment. Facing a goal, the BPR consultant should say, fundamentally, what's the best way of achieving this, instead of thinking, how can we tweak what we do to sort of get what we might need? Process redesign, training, hiring and firing are often the result of a business process re-engineering exercise. BPR also often uses information technology as a change lever that facilitates change. For example, we could encourage home working supported by technology. The strategic management accountant may well be involved in the BPR process itself, as well as ensuring that the performance measurement system responds to the new processes. This will encourage their adoption. Remember, what gets measured gets done. In summary, we've considered here Porter's value chain and how organisations add value, and also considered how organisational change may be required to maximise the value add. Change management is one of the biggest challenges a manager can face, and the strategic management accountant can help with the process of change and help ensure that new processes are adopted appropriately.